Good morning. I'm here with Kathy and Fletcher of Serene Solutions. Any other businesses?
Currently, I'm working on Sea of Possibilities, which is a collaboration between Serene Solutions, Expressions Management Consultancy, and Astrape Finance. It's marketing, business development, and financial planning for as a support system for young entrepreneurs, small businesses. Just we always complain that there's not enough support, so we're doing it ourselves, basically developing that support that we need in terms of building solid businesses for future, succession planning, all that kind of concepts that people normally don't think of at the ground stage of
Yeah,
business.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So has that been successful as yet?
We've had a couple of events.
Yeah.
We have one coming up in June, which is basically like a business clinic.
Yes.
So you come 15-minute sessions,
Yes.
and you get to sit with each of us, and we sort of like diagnose what your business needs. It's a short session, just like to give you a boost in terms of what you might need to do in terms of marketing, or how you might need to develop your business, or what kind of financial structures you should put in place.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not a long session or a prolonged session or whatever the case may be, but it's just to get your creativity flowing in terms of planning for your business, planning ahead, because sometimes that's what is missing. You just jump in,
Yeah.
and you don't think, okay, what's gonna happen when they jump in and everything doesn't work out as they plan. What's plan A, plan B, and stuff like that. So it's just basically aiming to provide that kind of support and advice for entrepreneurs.
That is really, really good. That is actually a very good idea because as small business people, we have to help one another because we can't always depend on a handout. We can't always depend on people to, come out and help us because that's not always going to be the case.
Yeah.
And I think we also need to break down this barrier, this wall where we think we have to not share.
Yes.
I'm not saying you have to give away everything. I don't expect you to give away a trade secret, but I think we have to break down the wall of not sharing in order to get up, ants build a ladder to get up, so we really should start practicing that, especially as black business people sometimes. Yeah.
So that is the basis of the Sea of Possibilities, because it is a situation where we all need each other, and we can't, especially in these times when everyone is using the recession as a excuse not to be as liberal. We can't then decide to be selfish ourselves.
Correct.
We have to help ourselves, and as you said, not wait so much for handouts, because the handouts aren't coming.
No, they aren't.
So we have to create the path we want for ourselves.
Yeah. Okay. So, what has the response been to the clinics, the business clinics that you guys have been offering?
The first one, the first thing we did was called Business Boost Seminar.
Yeah.
It was really good. The response to that was really good. We're looking forward to what the response will be to our second event coming up. So I think you can look out for more. It's currently being planned, but we think it's an area that people are really excited about, because everybody wants to know what to do, and they want people who care to provide that support and that information.
Correct. To share a little, little what they think is little secrets and inside tips. And sometimes you need people to hear what you want to do, because family is not always supportive.
Yeah.
Friends aren't always supportive.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to resort to strangers. And I think what you guys are doing is a really good initiative. I do believe I saw the advertisement for the first one, and I really wanted to get out. But as you've seen today with my bunch,
children are a blessing.
Yeah. But I don't want to use them as a hindrance or an excuse not to get out and take advantage of all these things that you guys are doing. Yeah. But I've actually last couple of weeks I've gotten really resolved about getting where I want. Yeah. But we'll talk about you some more. I want to really make this a really round interview so that everyone can get to know you, the face behind the business. That's really what I'm looking at. So just tell us about your life growing up.
Okay. Born and raised in Barbados. I live in Grisettes. Went to Grisettes Primary, Alexandra School, BCC, UE. Always, my first love is history, and I grew up wanting to either be a historian or a lawyer. I don't know why the two differences.
Wow.
I did history as my first degree.
Yeah.
Because when I went into UE, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do with my life. And then I did a business course.
Yeah.
Just as a filler, elective or whatever
Yeah.
it might be. And then I was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
And so I did my master's in marketing management. I came back in 2008, I think. And getting a job was not, like as easy.
Yeah.
Eventually I got a job in the media in Barbadian Advocate. And from there, I decided to work independent as a marketing coordinator.
Wow, okay.
So it's more freelance. I get to, instead of working for one company, I get to work for a variety of companies and industries and get a diverse experience that way. And that's been pretty good actually. The experiences and the lessons that I've learned from working on a variety of small businesses in terms of helping them coordinate their goals and their plans and execute plans to achieve those goals have been invaluable. Learning from the mistakes that I've made, that they've made, that sometimes there are mistakes you can learn from watching others.
That's a freebie, yeah.
And then there are some mistakes you
just
have to learn by experiencing it yourself.
Yeah.
And I've got a pretty good mix of both. So a couple of years ago, the idea came into my head, yes, you're doing this freelance and stuff like that, and it's a really good experience, but why not make it formal and grow it into your own business so that, it can grow into different, it just won't be you doing it. You can choose different aspects of the business to develop. You can empower others, you know what I mean, and so that it is more sustainable for me, and then maybe even after. So that came along, and then last year I made it really official by registering the business and getting all that official start.
You have to.
Yes, and it's been really encouraging since I started. I grew up, my mom was an entrepreneur, so I always knew that it was something that was viable, and
that's a good example,
something that, if you work hard enough, you can be successful, because she worked really hard.
Props to mom.
She's the best. And she really had a passion for what she did. She chose an area of life that she didn't just choose, okay, so people are making money in this, so let me go in there. She chose an area of her life something that she was really passionate about, and she pursued it. And she was really successful at it for a while.
Yes.
So that really encouraged me to choose an area that I am passionate about to, work on. It took me a while to find my passion, as I said, because I was
supposed to get a job.
And I'm really fortunate that way, that my parents never forced me into if you don't get a job, this is what's gonna happen. Or I have very supportive parents, so I'm very, very blessed that way.
Sorry. You were saying that you were really.
So my mom. So growing up, I guess my aim was always to be supportive, but to be a support system. So what Serene Solutions and I am about, we are solution oriented. So we are going to find solutions to your dreams, whatever problems ail you. We are going to be a support for you. Most people become entrepreneurs and they say things like, I'm an entrepreneur because I don't want to work for other people, or work on other people's dreams or whatever. I'm an entrepreneur because I want to work. I want you to hire me to work for your dreams. You know what I mean? So that we work together to achieve your dreams.
Correct.
I want that's my dream, to help you achieve your dreams.
Right. Oh. You hear that, guys? That's really, really good. Okay. Right. Starting a business, it takes courage. It takes a lot of courage. Sometimes the biggest person that you're fighting is yourself. It's your mind. So what inspired you to really, well, you did say, but what inspired you to really go after it when people probably were saying, get a job?
What inspired me to go after it was the realization I have to make my life happen myself. Because I was waiting around for a while and nothing happened. And
been there.
Am I gonna sit here and be like 50 and wonder what would have happened.
Yeah.
So
That's the place where I'm at.
Yeah. So I decided, you know what, I'm still relatively young. I have no responsibility, and so I'm going to make my dreams happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So learning from my mom's experience, you know, I'm just going after it.
Yeah.
All I can.
So have you found that you started earlier than your mom to realize this is the direction you wanted to go into, or did she have the jump on you?
So my mom has a very diverse experience, right? So she started her business later in life, like she was I think 39 or something like that. But she was already working in her area. She was a nurse and all that stuff. So she, as I said, she chose something that she was already passionate about to go into. So she was already working in that area for about 20 years. But not easier because there were no challenges, but easier because she already had the resolve in her. So I'm building the resolve that no matter
the heart
what happens, I'm going to, you know, go after it, despite the fact that people say, you know, young people are fooling themselves when, you know, they take paths like this or whatever the case might be. I am conquering my own doubt and everybody else's doubt at the same time. So I've got to the stage where I'm just like phasing out all the other doubts. I'm just dealing with my own, conquering my own.
Yeah.
And it's been a struggle in that way because fear is one of those things that it can cripple you because before you even get to the situation, you stop yourself.
Yes,
So I have to like work despite the fear.
Correct.
The fear might be in there, but I just do it anyway.
Jump in, you have to jump in. You have to like force.
So I make the plans. I know what I want to achieve. I know how I want to do it.
Oh yeah.
And then I just do it despite any niggling voice in my head that may say, "Kathy, what are you doing?" Or you know, whatever the case might be.
Sometimes you have to do that, you know, get the jump on fear so that you can deal with you later fear. Yeah. Fear is so crippling. I know. I mean, I'm here to discuss Serene Solutions. Fear is so crippling sometimes. I mean, you get to the place where you care about what people think about you, and then I think the hardest part is that you have to get over you.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know. I mean, if you had the strength to, how am I saying this? If you could apply the strength that you have for yourself, the fear that you have for yourself towards actually doing it, you would get so much done.
Yeah.
You would be so far ahead. And sometimes it's really hard to know that the only thing holding you back is you. It's really hard.
It is because
it's silly, but it's still
because you're the only one who can actually stop yourself from doing something.
Correct.
If somebody says something and you still go and you do it, then you know you've accomplished it. But if somebody says something and then you internalize that and then you stop yourself from doing it, it's still not their fault because you could have ignored them anyway.
Exactly.
But sometimes it's not even what other people say. Sometimes other people are encouraging you and telling you can do it and stuff like that. But you still within yourself have the insecurity, so you don't go forward despite all the support. You have all the resources. You have people backing you. You know, your parents are supportive. Everybody is supportive of you, but you still are not supportive of you. So it's all down to how you decide to overcome it yourself. How you inspire yourself to overcome whatever fear, doubt, or insecurity that you have.
Yes. Maybe I'm being a little, I don't know, but maybe I'm just repeating, but why did you decide on entrepreneurship as opposed to helping, as you said, someone build their dream?
This way, the experience is more diverse for me. Instead of working on one company or whatever the case may be, I have the ability to work with different companies, different industries. Also encourage other people who are coming behind me.
Correct.
Maybe hire people, whatever the case might be, so that it's not just me. You know what I mean? So that I'm building a network of people who I can encourage, inspire, empower, and also provide a diversity of experience.
Correct. And it's exciting. I mean, entrepreneurship is actually exciting. And it means that your days are never the same.
Exactly.
From day to day.
Exactly. That was something that even when I was in school or studying or whatever the case may be, I always said I want to do something with my life where every day is not the exact same thing, and I have a different experience, you know, not necessarily because it's exciting, but because it helps you grow as a person as well. And I realized that that's entrepreneurship is the way for me to accomplish that diversity.
Correct. Yeah.
Especially within marketing, where I can work on with a variety of different companies on marketing, different ideas, different kinds of dreams. You know, there's so much more. You know, I don't have to limit myself to marketing one industry.
Marketing potatoes when they're on
you know, I can do a diverse and various things. You know what I mean? So that is, that was my major inspiration as well. That hunger that I had from young to be diverse in my experience.
Okay. Well, I guess that kind of answers my second question, because I was going to ask you, what's the most exciting thing about being an entrepreneur. Yes. But I can tell that's
definitely working on different projects, and you know, just making my life happen myself instead of waiting on
someone
on somebody else, you know, to create it for me.
How do you balance your creativity with, you know, there's a certain way entrepreneurship has to take place. There's certain things that you have to do, risks and different things. But then a creative person can't stick to the rules. So how do you get that balance?
Oh, it's hard. For some people, it's hard. Sometimes it's harder for me, because I can. Sometimes I just have to create. What I do is create time management plans for myself, where I say within this time and this time I'm going to do what I have to do. I know what I have to do.
Yeah.
So ahead of time, like maybe a month, a week, or whatever the case may be, I say this is what I have to accomplish.
Yeah.
And
that's hard for me.
And I say and I do it, because at the end of the day, I've wasted a lot of time.
Me too.
Right?
Years.
In terms of not only my own personal life, but I know I have to do something, and like I get distracted easily, so I want to write this instead, or whatever it might be. So I just have to decide, look, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
How am I going to do it? And then I just do it.
Correct.
At some point, for me, I just had to say, I know what I want to do. Don't procrastinate.
Just
do it. Because sometimes I get the feeling to do it, and then I say, okay, I can do it a little later, or whatever the case may be. Come back to it. No, when I get the inspiration and the passion to do it, I drop whatever I'm doing.
I have to do it,
and I do it. So, for instance, I might know that I have to create a plan for somebody, but because I'm a creative person, I can't just sit down and do it without the passion coming. But then sometimes the passion does come, and I say, okay, I don't feel like, okay, I'm writing this thing here, I don't really feel like dropping it to go and do that.
Correct.
But I have to do it.
Stick to it,
because that's number one, what I'm hired to do, and I know what that is important to me. So it's not like it's not something I'm passionate about.
Right.
So I just drop it and then go and I do whatever I'm doing, and I go and do that. Drop whatever I'm doing and go and do that.
Yes. Okay. Because it's really, really hard to balance. You know, I'm like, I don't know if you watched the movie Over the Hedge. You know that's for those of you who know Over the Hedge, I have kids, so I know these things. There's a squirrel in it who's been given coffee by another squirrel, and concentration level is 0. When I hear he run up on top of the moon, come back down, I literally have to dig my heels in. I don't know if anybody experiences this, but as an entrepreneur, you have to dig your heels in and get it done. I'm ADHD when it comes to business sometimes. I just, one nut to the other. Sometimes I just have to be like, drop it and
go do whatever. But for me, what I've started to do is, a lot of the problem for me in terms of being a creative was I wasn't writing down everything that I had to do. I bought a board, and everything that I have to do professionally, everything that I want to do, all the vision that I have that before me, so that I know I dedicate a certain amount of time to sitting down and developing that vision. And then after I've developed that vision, I create a plan for it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's now this is the time I've decided is the execution.
Yeah.
Because you can plan forever.
Oh gosh,
but
it's fun.
But you have to do your plan.
Yes.
So sometimes you just have to say, you know what, I've been planning forever. Let me just stop and start.
Yeah.
You know, get these first few steps in.
Yes.
And then if anything, I can readjust or whatever the case may be. The key is that I already have the plan.
Yeah.
I already know what I want, and I already know how to do it. So instead of just like niggling and readjusting forever, just, you know,
do it.
Just do it.
As Nike says, just do it.
Which is the hardest part, because then you have to like let go of some of a lot of time why we spend so much time planning. It's safe. So you haven't done anything, but you still feel like you're working towards your goal.
Oh yeah.
And it is working towards your goal, but it's just like that's just the first step. But at some point you have to take the second step.
It's a lovely little time waster, isn't it?
So plan and have a solid plan.
Mm-hmm.
But know that that's just the first step.
Well, I know that your mom is a really big influence, a really big inspiration, but do you have any other business inspiration role models or businesses concerned?
Where business is concerned, of course, Richard Branson is a big influence on me because of the diversity of the interests that he's developed.
I just like how he looks. Period. He looks, you know, like the artistic, creative person that's successful. Yes. I just like how he looks.
Yes, and but I like the fact that he does stick to one industry. You know, I mean, he's broken every brand rule there is that you ever learned about. So that kind of like it's one of the greatest influences for me. In terms of knowing the rules and knowing what they are, you know, the limitations and the boundaries that people feel necessary to place around you, but then saying, you know what, I'm not going to stick by those rules and achieve random amounts of greatness because of that. So he's a really one of the biggest influences for me in terms of developing businesses and brands and stuff like that. His marketing acumen is really, really brilliant.
It really is. I just love reading little quotes by him. I just love reading, you know, what he's. I really do like him as well. And as you said, breaking the rules. I find in this time, you know, recession is the big R word.
Yeah.
You know, it's the big R word for no, not the Bajan regular R word, but it's the big R word for no. And I think this is going to be the time where you have to break rules.
Yeah.
You have to break rules. You have to break your boundaries. You just have to get out there and do things that are going to be risky but still accomplish a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
I think a lot of the rules that we do have that need to be broken are those that are based on how things look. So even within business, we don't do something or we are afraid to start and do this because it's gonna look bad. Or not only is it gonna look bad, but somebody's gonna look at us and think that we are full of ourselves or we're arrogant or we're conceited or whatever the case may be, and we don't do it. We hold back ourselves from doing these great things because we are afraid that people are going to judge us or even be not only jealous of us but look down, kind of like a revert to looking down on us kind of thing. So some of those rules we do have to decide, you know what, let's just leave those in the past or let that not apply to me because I am going to be the best me that I can be.
Correct.
The biggest me in terms of I'm going to explore all my interests, all the areas of me, and I'm not going to say, well, okay, I'm an academic, so that means I can't be professional. I'm an academic, so that means I can't be an entrepreneur. You know, all these different labels that we've placed on ourselves. So an academic is, you know, this stodgy person who only goes by how the book says, or an entrepreneur is, you know, this crazy person, you know, or
doing, you know, is the black duck and the yellow little ducklings.
Yes, exactly. So just forget about that and just do what you have to do, you know, to succeed and to achieve your dreams, because a lot of times what we are not doing are things that it's not that they're going to hurt somebody else or they're going to hurt you, but it's just based simply on how people are going to think of you. You know, so we got like let go of those rules, and very soon we have to do it because it is essential for the progress of the society as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
You know, because if we want to see development and we want to see all these wonderful things happen, you can't ask for something different and do the same things you're doing.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
You
It's
have to be
like
innovative. Yeah.
yeah.
Rules. I don't want to say rules are made to be broken because I have children and I can't let them hear mommy say her rules are made to be broken. But what if Rosa never broke that rule? What if, you know, she didn't go to the back of the bus?
Yeah.
There's so many rules that
I think the key to breaking rules is knowing the rules, being able to analyze the purpose of the rule.
Yeah.
So you sit down and you see that there's this rule that, you know, black people should get up and give their seat to the white person or and go to the back of the bus. You sit down and you analyze, but really what's the equity and the justice in this rule, and decide, you know what, no, that's injustice and I'm not standing for that.
Yeah.
Or you see that within the brand world they say that you should always have the same color for your logo, or always have the same, you know, tagline every time, and you sit down and you analyze what's the meaning behind that rule.
Oh, wow.
And then you say, well, you know what, I understand the meaning behind the rule and I understand the reason for the rule, but you know what, I'm going to test this out.
Yeah.
And I know the consequences of breaking the rule.
Yeah.
So you know what, it could work out if I break that rule. So let me test. I'm willing to bear the consequence of it and just do it. And sometimes you'll find that you step out and you cause this great revolution, like how Rose Parks started this great revolution.
Correct.
So don't be afraid to break the rule. Just analyze, know what rule you're breaking, analyze it, know the consequence of breaking it, and just go ahead anyway.
Oh, wow.
Especially if you're comfortable with breaking the rules.
Yeah, if you got a little rebel in you, rebel with a cause, with a cause. Okay. Have you made any business decisions that you've regretted?
My greatest regret so far is probably not doing this earlier.
Time. I was thinking the same
thing. Wasting
thing.
so much time, because I sit and I think, and I'm like, I came back since 2008 and I sat down on, you know, all this time that I could have been given and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm thinking, you know what, everything in life happens for a reason.
I believe so.
And I can use my, you know, mistakes to help other people not make the same mistake, and also not look down on other people because, you know, they're doing something and they're doing it wrong. So everything in life I internalize, yes, but I internalize it so I can learn to be better as a person.
Correct.
So it's not a regret in terms of I'm gonna sit down and lay down in my bed and cry all day and like blah.
No.
But it is definitely a thought. You know, I could have done this much sooner.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And maybe be a lot further, but one step at a time.
Correct.
One step at a time.
I know all about that because I have 3 lovely children. I have to remember that. I have 3 lovely children, so my time issues are different to yours, but we all have that issue. Sometimes as entrepreneur, I mean, time is of the essence. It's, you know, they say time equals money. You know, the faster you get on with it, the sooner you can start earning that thing that we all as entrepreneurs want. And my children, I have no regrets about them at all, but when it comes to their term, and the entrepreneurship is very strong in my family, especially among the women. Yeah. My grandmother, my mother, my aunts is very, very strong among the beset family women. So I know it's going to be strong in them. Yeah, because both mother and father's side, it's going to be really strong in them. Yeah. So that's going to be my main, you know, get on with it, do it. As I said, break the rules, do what you want. You know, I'm actually starting them from now.
That's good.
So what would have been a tragedy in terms of losing time for me is now a lesson that I've learned, and you can give on to your children. Correct. Yeah. So I'm going to be like, you know, you don't just have, I actually tell them you don't have to just, I mean, yes, I want you to learn and to go to school, but you can own your own business. Yeah. You know, it doesn't have to be doctor, nurse, lawyer. You know how we do it here in Barbados and the Caribbean. Yeah. It doesn't have to be that. Yeah. It can be, you know, you can even find yourself, you can get a skill, you know. So what's been a tragedy for me, the great tragedy of my life is losing time. I'm going to use it as a stepping stone for your children. But that's the same experience I had in terms of, that's what my father would tell me, that they're working hard, not for them, but so that I can, in my time, live my life how I want.
in terms of pursue whatever dream that I want to
Correct.
pursue. So that's a major reason why I'm able to, at this stage, say I'm not gonna work in a 9 to 5 normal job and be an entrepreneur, but because my parents set that example, not only set the example, but then decided specifically, you know what, we're gonna work and we're gonna encourage our child to be able to do that. So that's your only way.
Yes. So this is really strange. I'm kind of crazy, as you probably realized since you walked through my door. But you smell lovely, though. I'm not. It's like I'm here talking to you. You smell so lovely.
Thank you.
Where do you see yourself in next? Time 3-5 years.
Okay, 3 to 5 years. Okay, I have so many things I want to accomplish in the next 3 to 5 years. Okay. So academically, I'm a big academic. I love studying. I love the atmosphere. I love being able to investigate, analyze, and just decide what new path this particular industry or area can undertake.
Yeah.
So I want to do a doctorate in branding and business, right? But I also simultaneously want to develop Serene Solutions and see a possibility so that they are also functioning, they're growing, they're achieving prestige within not only Barbados but within the region as well, so that even 10 years from now,
correct,
the first business that comes to your mind when you want to do marketing or branding is Serene Solutions.
You can do it.
You know what I mean? So academic and professional all at the same time, simultaneously, and also want to work on my creative side as well and develop my poetry and writing as well.
We're gonna get to that. Okay, before I have some questions because I was hoping to get a couple of questions for you, as I told you earlier on the page, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions so that anyone listening can. So, but we're going to tap back to this creative side because, as I know Kathy Ann on Facebook, I'd be stalking people, and she's a poet and business person by day and
by day and night.
Correct. You see, and then she's a poet, and I love poets.
Me too. I've always admired poetry and spoken word artists. Oddly enough, growing up, I never thought creativity was for me. You know what I mean? Because I would like hear about Jill Scott Heron and all these people and Maya Angelou and think, well, they're so good. How they do this? How do they come up?
Yeah.
But then it bit me because I went through something that I couldn't find words to express it to another human being. And then my friend Robert, he told me, why don't you try writing it in a poetry and send it to me and let me express it to me that way. And then I wrote a poem and I sent it to him and he was like, this is really good. And I was like, so then from then I started writing more, and I joined a group called League of Extraordinary Poets, and they have really been instrumental in terms of helping me develop my craft and become better at it. Know what kind of literary devices to use and stuff like that. So, and help me to become extraordinary. So that has been a really, really exciting and new experience for me, so that I know that I don't only have to be an entrepreneur and be all serious, but I can be creative and serious creative and fun. I can explore all different aspects of my personality. I write about everything that influences me. So I have most of my poetry is about loving yourself and learning to love yourself and stuff like that, and also about questioning the stuff that you see in society, questioning what is on the news, questioning all the accepted theories in life, you know what I mean? So again, it's all about knowing which rules to break and and analyzing the rules so that okay, this is meant to control me, but not in a good way, just so that you can accomplish off of me. But it's just basically a very diverse area for me. Because it's new. And it's something that's unexpected. Because I mean, like 3 years ago, if you told me I would be writing poetry or performing poetry at NIFCA or whatever case may be, I would have been like,
who you talking to?
You were talking to me.
You're talking to me.
But it has been one of the most exciting experiences in my life.
I can see that. I can see that.
And so I'm very excited about it actually.
Because when you came through the door, I said to you, you know, we were talking, we were bantering back and forth, and I said, because we went to school together, I went to Alexandra, you were in the class of, you graduated 99, and I graduated 2000.
Yes.
Big up, big up. So what happened is, I was saying, I've seen you around school, we're very close in age, and I said, that's what I said to you, this poet.
Where did it come from?
The academic was there, you could see it. You know, yeah, I don't have my glasses right now, but you know, we glasses people. And I said, when I'm stalking you, I'm like, where's this poet coming from? Where's the little genius that I saw, you know?
Yeah, so a lot of my poetry, even though it's new, it is writing on topics that I've been thinking about my whole life.
Yeah.
So it is, a lot of it is ingrained. It's a bit, I guess, like Saturday we had an event. It's based on the Arts Line, great event, last Sunday of every month. Jago's Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
So we had an event, and you know the effect, the feedback was, you know, it can be a bit serious, you know, my poetry, because I've always thought about serious stuff.
Things, yeah.
So but it is really good to be able to express myself
Keep at it, yeah.
And to have an outlet, not to just have all these thoughts in, and when you have all these thoughts in you and they're not coming out, it can be a little frustrating. So it's been really, I must admit, very, very exciting.
And that was going to be my next question. Is it calming for you? Is it?
Yes, well, it's very calming. My performance name is Serenity, so that should let you know how calming it is.
Yes.
And it really helps to relax me in terms of a lot of the craziness that goes on inside my head that no one knows.
Oh my word.
I'm able to release by writing.
You need that outlet.
Yes, it is a very important outlet. So, but it has helped. Writing has helped me build a lot of respect for artists in general.
Yeah.
Because, you know, growing up, yes, you say it's not for me. How do they do it and stuff like that? It's hard. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
But
it's looked down on.
But it is. There is so much hard work in creating art.
Yes.
There is so much in, and it's not easy because you're pouring your soul out there all the time to people, you know, and in a world where you're afraid of, you know, what people think about you, is like, are people gonna accept this? Are people gonna appreciate what I'm saying? How are they gonna judge or react to it? And I can see why that bothers a lot of people. It's not so much my concern because, you know, it's not that I don't want acceptance or whatever the case might be, but I've just decided in life, you know, it's not for other people to validate me, right? But I still, being a writer now, I understand how hard it is.
Yeah.
And it's not, you don't just sit down in 5 minutes, you know, it's like
masterpiece.
It's a lot of crafting. You know, it can be flowing in times where you sit down, it's like it comes out quickly. But then there are times when you just still have to sit down and make sure that your craft is the best it can be.
I understand what you mean, because I was up like on Facebook Queen, y'all. I was up on Facebook, I think it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I know you know Corey Springer.
Yes.
Good looking Corey Springer.
Hi, Corey.
Hi, Corey.
Shout out to Apollo Fitness. Hi.
And he was up at 2:30 in the morning, experiencing writer's block, because he had a picture of his coffee and everything in it. And it's hard, because apparently it doesn't, I mean, as with everything, it doesn't always flow.
Yeah.
It doesn't always
flow. And it can be very frustrating when you know you want to say something, but it's not coming out.
Yeah.
So that is
the reason for the coffee.
For him, I don't drink coffee so much. When I'm blocked, I just don't force it.
Yeah.
I just don't do it.
I've heard that you should go for a walk, go in your garden.
Yeah, I do go in my garden and water my plants. Well, my mother's plants while she's away, so that she doesn't come back and like strangle me.
Yes.
That I let her plants die.
Yeah.
I go to the beach walk on the beach. No, just listen to music. I don't even sit down.
Yeah.
You know, to try to write it, because then it's not gonna.
And I find, because sometimes when you do that, you actually kind of not do it. So I find it has to be a task that, you know, when you get ingrained in it, it needs your concentration. And as you're concentrating more on it, you just let go of the stress of it all. So a task like that really helps you to flow.
For me, right now we're doing a challenge, 30 and 30. So it's National Poetry Month in America. So
I've seen it.
So we are doing 30 poems or pieces in 30 days. And it's really interesting. I've written some of the pieces that I'm most happy about in that challenge, but it's still like
pressure of the date, the pressure of the time.
Of the time frame. So I haven't written anything in like a week.
I know
for that
how that
goes.
Like,
you know what? I'm not forcing it.
I know how it goes, because for my part, it's just a small by the way. I love makeup. I'm not professional, as you saw when you came through the door. I ain't no professional, but I love it. I love, because it's the artist in me. I love it. So what I did is, because I saw many challenges. You know, everything starts, everything new. I saw the challenges, and I challenged myself to create these looks that I think that I really like.
The replica.
Correct. Yeah. So I just want, for me, that's for me.
I stalk on Facebook as well.
Oh, stalking! Hashtag stalking, y'all.
So I seen the replica look.
Yeah. I look crazy look. But I that was a challenge for me. There's no one else competing with me in it. I just needed to, because I wanted to mesh the challenge and the fact I love makeup. So sometimes with the kids, you don't get to do it. But as you said, you're happy. Some of your best pieces have come from it.
Yeah.
So
it's been really good. And it's been a really great way to challenge myself to write, even when I don't feel like writing.
Oh yeah.
And one of the pieces I did, I just sat down and I was like, you know, I don't feel like doing this, but let me just try something. And then I had to craft it over a couple of times, but it was still like, I didn't think that
was in me,
you know, to come out like that. Especially when my mind was elsewhere.
Yeah. But pressure, sometimes pressure is a good thing.
Yeah.
Not too much, but that light pressure apparently helps you to bloom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Marketing. Tell us a bit more about Serene Solutions.
Okay. Serene Solutions, brand, marketing, and communications, especially in a day like today when everybody wants to be on social media, but not everybody is doing social media in an integrated way, in terms of making sure that your message on social media isn't different from your message offline, so that you're giving off a consistent message.
Okay.
I'm here to support and to show how you can do that. I can either do it for you or teach you how to do it. Create the plan for you and then show you how to implement it, or create the plan and implement it for you as well.
Oh, okay.
It is all about branding and marketing solutions. So many times you don't know where to start, or you've started and you've back up on a roadblock. So it's basically about showing you how to get around or climb over or break down the roadblock that you found. Using communications, knowing what you want to achieve, knowing the company, knowing the brand, yourself, and then knowing how to communicate that. So it's a mixture of marketing, branding, social media. It's very diverse in terms of its approach, because not every business is going to have the same problem. So they're not all going to need the same solution. And so it's about finding the solution that suits you in terms of what kind of communications tool, whether or not you should be on social media, which social media tools to use, how to use those tools, whether you should take a more offline approach and actually get out there yourself physically and put your face out there, networking, communicating physically with, towards direct marketing or stuff like that. It's basically about finding the marketing solution that suits your individual circumstance. You know what I mean? Getting to know your company internally and then advising on that. So I basically call myself a solution-oriented person. I am your solution. So I come in, I get to know, I diagnose your problem, I diagnose what you need, and then I advise you based on that, what you should do going forward.
Right.
Know what you've been doing right that you can't keep doing.
Okay.
What you can adjust, or what you just need to get rid of altogether.
And well, I guess then from that information that you can act one for the person that you can help the person that just doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. So we can sit down and visualize what you want.
Correct.
So you tell, sometimes you know what you want, but you don't have somebody to bounce that off of you to help you make that more cohesive and make it more clear to yourself.
Right.
So we will sit down and decide, what do you want? You know, what is the market that you're going after? What do you want them to know about you? You know what I mean? And how are you gonna make them understand that you're the best choice for them?
Yeah. In
terms of, you know, we're providing this service, because it's great to have a great service or a brilliant service, but if no one knows that it's there, no. So it's how are we gonna create awareness and knowledge of you, so that people will come to you and patronize you, you know, purchase your product or your service, because brand awareness is brilliant. I love brand awareness, but you know, brand awareness has to lead to the sales and to the, you know, the revenue. So it's about mapping out that path from idea to sale and to achieving all the other dreams and goals that you would have for your business in terms of, you know, revenue, in terms of marketplace. So you want to be number one in the market.
Oh yeah.
So how are we going to get from your idea of that to the achievement of that?
Okay, what's that?
Using marketing and communications and branding.
Okay, well that answered a lot of my questions. But what do you think is the best way for I don't want to say entrepreneur, but small business person to market given this recession?
Given this recession, I think the small business person has to be very big on social media in terms of using their network, their community to build an awareness of them. So you want your network to be able to have confidence in you. Yeah. Because word of mouth is another way of word of mouth. It's expanding word of mouth from not only offline but to online. Yeah. So word of mouth for a small business person is absolutely 100% essential, because it shows that people who are recommending you, who are referring you to their friends, to their network, have the confidence in you that you can deliver what you promise. So it is being able to, for a small business, is being able to harness that confidence in your business and your product or service, that your friends are not ashamed. Correct. That even, you know, family is not ashamed. People around you are not ashamed to say, you know what, my friend here does this. You want that, you know, you can use him or her, and she'll blow your mind. Yeah. So word of mouth is essential, and then after you use word of mouth, then you can, you know, go on to social media and expand that. Have them, the people who you build it, who are now in your network, share it with even more people, because you can share one message with so many people on social media, but not only share it with them, have them respond to that message as well. So it is two-way communication, so that you know that you're getting feedback on what you're doing, whether it's impactful or not. Right. So being able to harness word of mouth as a small business person, build networks with people in the media, people who can be, you know, supportive of your business, mentors, whatever the case may be. That is very, very important as a small business person. I guess as the first phase of getting the word out there about you, because you never know who's in your network. Yeah, that's or who is in your network's network. Right. Who can connect you with people who can, you know, write a profile about you in the media. Correct. Or have an interview online to basically highlight what you do and how good you are at what you do. So building that network and maximizing word of mouth is
Correct.
essential
Yes.
for a small business person. It's hard. I know some people don't like to do networking.
I was not going to ask you that.
But
Yeah.
you have to decide, okay, what my goals are. It comes back down to what you want to accomplish, and if this is what I have to do, I'm going to develop the skills to do it. So I know I'm horrible. Like, I really, really started out being very afraid of networking. Like,
it seems so daunting.
Can I just go up to somebody and introduce myself, say hi, I'm Kathy Ann, and
Correct.
or whatever the case may be. But it's something that you can, if you go in with no pressure, you know, you're just going to meet people, or whatever the case might be. Don't put the pressure on yourself. Yes, I know I want to meet people for this reason, but I'm going to do it more authentically. I'm going to meet you like how I meet a friend and discuss what I do, because that's going to come up. But don't pressure them and don't pressure yourself as well. And let it be more of a relaxed.
Right. That's what I was going to say. I think that's where the problem kind of comes, because it's been given a different name and it's just having a conversation.
Yeah.
We can't go in with the intent, as they always say. I always seen it. You don't go in with the intent to sell, or buy. But because it's given it this different name, networking, but it's just having a conversation,
meeting people, and it is, you know, very important. Even if in a small business, you know that your industry has an association or something like that, and they have events. You go and meet people within your own industry or whatever the case may be, or within small business generally, and within there you can get the support. You know, somebody might be able to tell you, I know this person who can do this and stuff like that, and you get to link with people who can support you. Yeah. More than if you had sat at home and wondered how to do it, or spent a whole lot of money that you don't have on something that really doesn't bring in. So networking and word of mouth is, even if in the presence of other areas of marketing and advertising and PR, is very, very essential.
Yes. Okay. What is, and this is a big one for a lot of us small business owners, because you know that the in thing is to have a Facebook page, but that is so much harder than it looks. So what is, aside from Facebook, what is social media marketing, and how does the entrepreneur go about doing it?
Social media marketing is using the tools of the internet that engineer social interaction in terms to get your business out there, to communicate the benefits, the messages of your business. So you use tools like Facebook, Twitter, blogs, YouTube, and the list goes on and on there, like LinkedIn. There's so many different social media tools for so many different reasons that you use to basically connect with your market, whether it be suppliers, possible consumers and customers, so that you maximize the purpose of that tool, you maximize the use of that tool. Everybody wants a Facebook page, but you have to, the process of social media marketing, you have to know why you're using these tools, how these tools will mix that into your marketing, into your branding, into your whole business. Because once you go on social media, you don't really just want to have a Facebook page and have it up, and then you haven't posted anything in like 12 months or whatever the case might be. I would never discourage anyone from having a Facebook page, because if you use it well, and if you find your voice in it, it can be very, very impactful.
Correct.
But you have to know before you do it where you're doing it, how you're going to do it, what kind of content you're going to use on it, how are you going to communicate with people. Are you going to use it only as marketing? Can you use it as customer service? You know, how much time I can dedicate to it. So you have to answer all of these questions before you even start the page.
I totally agree.
Or before you even open a Twitter account. You have to know ahead of time how much resources you're going to be able to invest in that. The same way you're going to say, I want a newspaper ad, so I know I can spend this amount on a newspaper ad. I know I need these resources for newspaper ad. When you start social media marketing, consider what resources do I need.
Especially time.
In terms of time, you can even buy ads on Facebook to enlarge your reach as well.
Yes.
So get yourself out of only your network. So how much money can I dedicate to Facebook advertising, or how much money can I dedicate to maybe getting a social media person on staff, or hiring a consultant, or whatever the case may be. So you consider all the resources that you need, and what kind of goals you have for social media. So the same way you're going to have sales goals for any area of marketing, the same way you're going to have marketing goals for any area of marketing, you should have those kind of goals for Facebook as well, for social, for Twitter. Everything you do that you invest your time and your money on, you should have a goal for what you want it to achieve in terms of building revenue, or awareness, or sales,
spreading
or spreading the word. So you're using, because that's what social media is, you're using these tools to spread your message in a way that using the connectivity of the tool as well.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna pause here just a moment, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back here with Kathy and Fletcher of Serene Solutions, which is a business and marketing
company. Yes. We create marketing plans, which would include strategy, branding, communications, how to use all the tools of communications that are at your resource, that you have the resources for, what kind of messaging, what kind of budgeting, how to implement these plans. We create communications plans in terms of, you already know what you want to achieve in marketing. So, how do we put that into a communications vessel, or vehicle? How do we choose the tools based on our target market and their needs and what we want to say? Create social media plans, what tools to use, how do we use the tools, how do we budget time and resources for each tool, how do we integrate the tools, and how do we integrate offline and online marketing. I also create content strategies, so you know what you're going to put on the tools, what kind of blogs you're going to write, how you're going to find the information to put out there, how you're going to create or curate content, and what kind of resources you need. It's from brand management, so from the brand idea, as I said, to the execution of the idea in terms of communication and marketing, planning it.
Right.
Complete.
So how can we contact you?
You can reach me on Facebook, facebook.com/Serene Solutions BB. You can find me on Twitter, SS Barbados.
Yes.
You can find me online, www.serenesolutionsbb.com. Yes, and you can call me 266-9897. 266-9897.
Okay, this is a little something I'm going to introduce to the interviews. Just to get to know you. Yeah. Do you like to cook?
Yes, I like to cook. I like to eat.
Oh yes.
So you can't like to eat and not know cook. It's kind of an oxymoron. Especially in a day when you can't really be eating out if you ain't got that kind of budget all the time.
Right, correct. So you better learn.
Yeah, I do like to cook.
You better like to cook, yeah. Okay, what's your favorite movie of all time?
My favorite movie of all time.
Alright, you get
okay,
two.
Okay.
Oh.
So the first one, I get two. So the first one, X-Men. I grew up on X-Men, so the movies, I love them. I love all of them. I love all of the X-Men movies, Wolverine, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But artistically, I like this movie starring Colin Firth called A Single Man. It is very, very artistic. It is about a professor who lost his lover, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a day in his life where he is contemplating suicide because he cannot deal with the loss,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very artistic and very everything is so deliberate. It's
Wow.
a wonderful movie. For me, I loved it because it was not a happy ending.
Oh, you like that too?
So it really appealed to me because I could see that happening for real.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Sometimes
realistic.
Everything doesn't all just tie in, all these knots and not
Oh yes.
tied together. So I really enjoyed it from that perspective. So I like superhero movies and movies that are very artistic.
A little geek over here. She got a little smexy geek over here. And you're gonna send me to watch the Colin Firth movie because I love Colin Firth.
And Julianne Moore is in there as well.
Oh,
And she is brilliant.
I love it. I actually love British actors. I think they're the best. I think they deliver comedy the best.
Yes.
That dry, deprecating way. I just love English, and I love him.
Yeah.
He was in Bridget Jones, right? I love him. I love him. So I've never heard about this. So you have me like,
I watched it. I was like, everything was just so. Everything was tragic.
Yes.
Every single thing about the movie was tragic, and it was really appealing. Definitely.
And he's the only one I can see.
Yes, he did.
Pulling off this movie that you're describing.
Yes, he there's nobody else that could play that well. He did an excellent job.
Not even his other counterpart. Oh gosh, Hugh Jackman. No. He has a comedy element nowadays. So
yeah. I think you mean Hugh
Grant.
Hugh Grant. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
What would be the first thing you would do today if you knew this was your last day?
The first thing I would do, I would call my mom.
Yes.
Yeah. Only because if it was my last day and I didn't call her, she would resurrect me to kill me. You understand what I'm saying?
I was just gonna say I probably wouldn't do that but that's probably why I would do it. She would call me. So why do you want to tell me you're doing today?
You put that. So no, I would call my mom, tell her I love you. Call my dad. You know, I'm like the biggest. I'm my parents' girl. So.
Aww. Man, I'd be trying to get away from my parents.
Oh no, I love my parents. I can't get away from them. We live thousands of miles away, and I still can't get away from them. And not that I would want to. If you ever see this, I would not want to get away from you.
No, we share that issue. I want to so badly. She called me at 6:30 this morning. As you saw from our conversation earlier.
Yeah.
What is your own definition of happiness?
Doing whatever you want.
Yes.
And not being ashamed of it. Being able to do it and not be ashamed of it.
That is important. That is important. I've done a lot of that. We know you're a poet, and we know you own your own business, but what were your other dreams as a child?
What was my dream as a child? To have a PhD.
Mm-hmm.
From the time I was like 7 years old, I wanted to have a doctorate in something.
You were serious.
I was so serious. Oh my gosh.
I saw you as Alexandra, and you were a serious little girl. I
was so serious growing up.
She got us all together. I was jealous.
There was no need. So my dreams growing up, PhD.
Yeah.
Having a family. I didn't have any of the material dreams that everybody has. You know, they want a car, house, all that. I didn't have that.
I want to be Elsa Clench. Yeah.
But yeah, basically just achieving the greatest in whatever area that I chose. I always wanted that, And I still want it today.
Yeah. Well, I know you. Once again, you're a poet and you own your own business. But what's life like? Other than that,
what's outside that?
Yeah,
I am so laid back. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you are. Because I was going through your Instagram last night.
So you were really just stalking me all over social media?
I'd be stalking y'all. I just be stalking. I mean, it's kind of sick how I just be stalking. My husband's gonna come home and be like, "You doing it all night?"
So yeah, I just really take it easy. I hang out with my friends, the fellow poets of the League of Extraordinary Poets.
Yes, I see that. Yeah.
I go to the beach. I stalk people on social media.
I mean,
myself.
it's just becoming
so relaxing.
acceptable.
It's relaxing for me.
Me too.
So
me too.
That's why I do it. Not
She
because
said
I'm
it first.
sick or anything, but because it's relaxing.
She said it first.
And I just have a very chill life. I write a lot.
Yeah.
I read a lot, and listen to a lot of music.
Yeah.
Music that very diverse.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Talk to my parents.
Me too. Unwillingly.
Sometimes my mom is like texting me like, "You really need to call me," so that I can put the map on to call them.
Yeah.
Just laid back, chill kind of person,
I envy you. For me,
no envy necessary.
I mean, we laid backness because as you see how my day goes, sometimes
it's hectic,
full.
yeah.
It's full, but it's fun. It's never a dull moment.
You always march to the beat of your own drum.
Yes.
That's what it is, So, and I think that's brilliant. I march to the beat of my own drum, but my drum is a little
normal.
No, actually, I've been called weird more times than you would.
Whoa!
Dare even try to count. I've lost count of the amount of time, and I love it because
me too.
It's me, and I love me. So if I'm weird, that means I'm still me, and
Correct.
I love who I am.
Yeah.
So I'm weird, and I've accepted it, and that's the key to happiness.
Yeah.
Loving who you are, not being ashamed of who you are.
Correct.
Doing what you want and being happy with it. So that's what I'm doing.
Earlier, this is no more of the facts, but earlier we were talking and I was saying that the natural. I was confused though because you were natural.
I was natural till I was 19.
But you're lost.
But I'm lost now. I relaxed my hair.
Everyone's lost.
I relaxed my hair when I was 19. I had it for 9 years, and I love how I look when my hair is natural.
Yes.
I love how my hair looked when it was relaxed. So I'm not lost in because I'm anti any.
As long as you're happy, I love your loss. I love your size, and I can't wait to see when they get them.
Oh, me either. I'm just so excited. I can't wait.
Well, Kathy and Fletcher, guys, from Serene Solutions. It's been a pleasure. It's just been an absolute pleasure having you here.
It's been a pleasure to be here.
Yay. Thank you for, bearing with me.
And thank you for having me.
So I'm going to put all the information for you guys to get in contact with Kathy. Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you.